My time at Burger King was awful. Honestly, it was a pretty simple job. If it wasn't for the people I had to work with, I would have liked it more. The first day I worked there, they just had me watching videos for about 4 hours before finally letting me go. The next day, they actually made me do some work. I had to put the burgers together. At first it was kind of complex, but then I got the hang of it. One day they changed where I was working from putting burgers together to putting the burger meat into the machine that cooks them. This machine is called the broiler, and it's the heart of Burger King, or whatever. So basically, I would stand there with the broiler and a cooler in front of me. I would get these metal tongs and I would put 8 pieces of Whopper meat on one side and 12 pieces of small burger meat on the other side. The meat would then move slowly through the broiler as it is cooked. Finally, it would land on these pans where I would take them and put them on top of this rack that keeps the meat warm for the people at the burger board to use. I would repeat this process throughout the day, all while hearing constant nagging, requests, sarcasm, and passive-aggressive comments towards me. I would also have to do a thing called prep. Basically, it's just getting shit ready for the next day, like cooking bacon, peeling and cutting onions, cutting tomatoes, and putting pickles in some pans for people who want this stuff on their sandwiches. So there was this one girl who I could tell was annoyed with me for no reason at all. When I tried doing prep with her, she would constantly complain about how I do some things. Mainly with how I stacked the bacon. So one day, I'm walking into work, and I'm only used to the broiler and putting the burgers together at this point. So I'm at the broiler, just doing my thing, when the manager comes up and says, "She's going to train you on how to work the fryer." I look over there, and it's the girl that clearly hates me. So I go over there, and she says something, and all I could think at that moment was, is her voice naturally bitchy, like her face? 'Cause that's a terrible combo. Next thing I know, she says, go get me some, I don't know, spicy nuggets? I go and look for it, and I think to myself, I can't go on with this charade any longer. I have to tell her the truth. I have no clue what those look like. She sighs and walks to me and says, look, I'm gonna ask for a lot of shit, so you're gonna have to start moving a little faster. Then she shows me the difference between the two nuggets, then later asks for some grilled chicken or something, and I'm like, She then walks to me again and says, go back to the broiler. And I was at the broiler for the rest of that day. Honestly, I was relieved I was back at the broiler. The broiler can be a pretty lazy job, but the broiler can also be a pretty dangerous one too. You see, one day I had to reach my arm in there to correct a patty that had landed on the wrong pan. Ah! It bit me. Actually, it burned me. And when it did, the manager just so happened to be walking by and saw what happened. To which she said, oh, you burned yourself? You okay? Before I could say anything, she had already walked away. I felt like a neglected child. By the way, I was a pro at the broiler. The only problem is that I would be too fast for them. I would slow down, then all of a sudden we're running out of cooked meat. Anyways, final complaint is this hat. I mean, look at it. Look at what it does to my hair. Ew. Anyways, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed me complaining about working. And yeah, I know there's worse jobs out there, but still, screw Burger King.
Didn't you only work there for a month?
Shut up!